Hello and welcome to the SML podcast. I am Primetime000 and this is SML Total Access. ZZ the Great is out today, so we've got a replacement, and it is the man known as TinyTitan. What's going on, man? And welcome to the show.
What's up, man?
We got a little southern drawl on the podcast here.
Yeah.
TinyTitan making his first appearance. Big deal. You got some nerves or no?
No, man. I'm always ready.
Always ready is TinyTitan. So, man, let's get to know you a little bit. You're active in chat. You don't win a lot of games, but let's find out. How long have you been playing Madden?
Well, I played a lot when I was younger. Of course, like Madden 01, whenever the first online games came on. And then I took a little break for a little bit. And then, let's see, I guess about a year ago, I looked up for a franchise and I found you guys and I'm like, all right, yeah, this is what I need to do. And ever since then, man, been ready to play. The first season though, I joined you guys. I made the playoffs. And then ever since then, I won about 4 games?
Yeah, 2, 3, 4 games a year. Four games a little generous, but we'll 4 games in total. I'll say that.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
So it is interesting. We'll get into that a little bit later here. But so you said you've been playing since Madden 01. What's your favorite Madden?
Oh, man, I don't know. Probably it's Vic, I would say, man, because Vic was like crazy.
Yeah. Exciting time.
I guess kind of like Meats, you would say, like with running around with the Mar.
Yes. So Meats would be dangerous on Madden 04, I'm sure.
Right.
So let's talk a little SML here. What's your best win or your biggest, most hyped up you've been after an SML win, and why?
I would say when I beat you in that year that I made the playoffs, when I beat you, I think it was like week 13 or something like that. And that pretty much got me sparked going to the playoffs. And then I think I played you, ended up, that I ended up winning the division somehow. Like 3 of us in the AFC South ended up making the playoffs that year.
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't know who won the division until that week. And then I had to play you the first week and you just stomped my ass. But I was totally ready for that game and I just got raped.
What's your worst defeat after you mentioned that? What's the game you played and you're just the most upset by or bothered by, like you wish you would have won?
That one hurt for sure, but pretty much every game that I lose the field sucks.
Yeah, and that's what I was about to ask is who's your biggest rival? Is it Field General?
Maybe, I guess, I don't know. The game last year that I played Raider, I was like, all right, this is the one game I can win this year. When I went 0-16, of course, everybody knows, I'm sure. That was him and ZZ was like, all right, these are 2 games I can win.
Yeah.
Hopefully. And Raider just, I think he beat him by like 20 points right there in the fourth quarter is whenever he really scored a bunch. But yeah, that one hurt for sure.
That's interesting you say that. And that kind of leads me into, you've had some tough seasons, right? And there's no hiding that. But a lot of guys, and I have respect for you because you're still active in chat, you're still talking, you're still getting your games in. A lot of guys and from other leagues or whatever may dip out when they start struggling. Or you see more content if they're winning. Guys will start putting out a lot of content if they're winning a lot of games. And it's very difficult to do that when you're losing. But you're one of those guys that is still in it even if you're losing. Can you explain that mindset a little bit, or is that just something that you're just wired that way?
Well, I have a family of 3 kids and a wife, of course, and it just gives me something to do, man. It's fun. I don't care if I suck, for most of the time, but it just gives me something to do, man. And like I try to get better. I told KJ, me and him talk quite a bit about this whenever we're not even in league situations or whatever. But we talk about it a lot, and I want to get better. He's the same way, and that's it just gives us something to do, man. You know what I mean? It just keeps your mind off everything, especially with everything going on right now.
Mm-hmm.
You can keep your mind on something else.
Yeah, and so that does it. It's just like a pastime for you, but at the end of the day, you do want to win, and I think you hit it on the head there. And that's one of my punchlines. You hit it on the head where you wanted to win a lot of games, right? But you're not going to dip out when you're losing, and I got immense respect for people like that.
I feel like there's some people in this league, conk, that may dip out if he starts losing a little bit, conk.
uh, anyway,
Love you, Conk, by the way.
switching gears. Who is the toughest player in the SML that you've faced?
You're probably, I don't know how to word it, but you're probably one of the strangest for me to play because there's some games I can keep up with you, and like you just some games you'll blow me out of the water, and some games you'll play with me. It seems I don't know if you're playing with me and just trying to practice things out or what, but and then also you got like guys like Gov. Like when I played him one time, I think,
Mm-hmm.
and he just destroyed me. Like there was nothing I could do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say Gov is probably the hardest that I've played.
Mm-hmm. Gov is a great player. He's got that pressure he likes bringing, right? And then he throws. He's won a lot of games that way. So right now, then looking at the NFC standings, Gov 0-3 right now. It's funny that you mentioned him. Is he going to make the playoffs? Because look, the Redskins, they just won the Super Bowl. You've still got Graham's there. He's 3-0, so that's two 3-0 teams right there. So Gov would have to make it as possibly a sixth seed if he's going to make the
Has
playoffs.
Gov played Redskins yet at all? I don't
Yeah,
know.
week one was a sim loss.
Okay, so let's just go ahead and count him for one more loss. But I would say after that, he would probably still make the playoffs. I think Gov would come back. He's just kind of hanging out right now, and he could have won that game. I didn't watch the game, but I seen the score, so I'm like, well, that was kind of like a give or
Mm-hmm.
take game. You don't know if he would have won that game or not, but I think Gov would be all right.
Yeah, and that's like you said. He's still playing well, but now he's dug himself in a hole, kind of reminiscent of how I was last season. It's tough when you're 0-3 to you got to have some things fall your way. Looking at the AFC though, we joke all the time about folding chairs of the SML. We joke about Meats being a folding chair.
Meats.
Yes, Meats. Let's hear your thoughts on Meats real quick.
I love Meats, man, but I don't. Be honest with you, I don't know if I've played the guy. I don't remember if I have or not. So I don't know.
Really. So,
Yeah.
if you're Meats and you always seem to have a strong regular season, and then let's be honest, he struggles in the playoffs. What do you think it is for guys like that? I mean, you're towards the bottom of the rankings right now, but maybe someday you will get to that point where you're in the playoffs consistently. What do you think causes that just choking in the playoffs?
I don't know. I can account for myself just being in the fact of, say I'm down, 13-17, fourth quarter, I'm driving the ball at the end of the game. And like, I get nervous. I don't know if everybody else does. Like, it does me, though. Like, I get to this point where I'm like, oh, man, if I screw up here, it's over, which my offense is the best compared to a lot of you guys. So I know if I don't score right then, it's pretty much over. So I'm always nervous right at the end of the game if I have the ball in the fourth quarter with 3 minutes left. So there's got to be some nerves into it, I'd say.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I get nervous, especially before playoff games. I get myself hyped up. So moving on now, switching gears. If you could play one player for one game and just beat him, I know you talked about Field a little bit. I know you talked about Raider for a little bit. Divisions, conferences aside, you're in a Super Bowl. Who do you want to beat in that game?
Prime.
Yeah. All right. Outside of Prime. Outside of Prime.
Man, honestly, Conk probably, I guess, because
Yeah.
Conk, Conk's good, man. Conk is very good.
He's good.
He just he throws me off a little bit with some of the stuff he does, but man, and I like messing with him in chat, of course, like everybody does. But I like playing Conk. He's fun to play with, and even me and KJ was talking about it. He's in his division. He's like, I just want to be Conk whenever he played him last time, and that's when he lost like 50 or 105-3 or whatever it
was. Looking at the AFC now, you mentioned Conk. QB Stud over there, 3-0. Is QB Stud a team that people aren't really talking about? He just beat the Colts. Is that a team that we should be kind of hyping up?
Yeah, for sure. And I play him this week coming up. And I don't know if anybody's seen in chat. I did say, I was like, yeah, let's advance. And then I looked at the schedule and I was like, fuck, never mind. I got to play QB Stud. I don't want to play him, but I think we're going to play tomorrow. So we'll see.
So we're going to go rapid fire now on a few teams. I'm going to scroll through each division, name one team, just try to give me a sentence on them if possible. Rolls Royce and New York Jets.
Good. I don't know if yeah, good. I think he'll win. I don't know, man. It's hard to say.
Yeah, Conk 3-0 right now. AFC West, Haas and the Chiefs.
Yeah, I'd say Chiefs in that division for
So,
sure.
and what do you think about the gameplay of the Cleveland Browns Woods?
Man, I don't know. I haven't seen Woods play much, man.
So, moving on then. So, you don't know much about Woods. What about, all right, let's talk about the Jacksonville Jaguars. Tough team, AFC
Dude,
South.
that guy is totally underrated. His quarterback stalker, man, is like legit for sure. That guy, like, he makes me so mad when I play against him.
Yeah, he's very underrated. When he gets out of the AFC South next cycle, people are gonna be talking about Dump as one of the best
Oh,
players.
for sure, yes.
Gramazons and the Dallas Cowboys.
He will win that division, guaranteed.
Seattle Seahawks, future empire.
Man, I don't know. I feel like he'll win that division. Um, I don't know. 49ers, Spooky may have something to say about that.
Yeah, he's a future empire is a guy who always shows up in the regular season, so I think I'm gonna take
Yeah.
him. Big Oshi, man, is he a Super Bowl contender?
Yes. 100%.
And finally, NFC South, we got to look at Bucks. Noel Overlord, is he kind of a threat in the NFC? Often overshadowed.
Yes. I'm not trying to be just like taking the numbers on all these, but Bucks for sure. The first season he was starting to show out, he was like 9-0, and that was the season I made the playoffs, and I was the first one to beat him that year. But ever since then, it seems like he's like legit
Yeah,
started to go, start winning all his games that he needed to win.
yeah, I agree with that. So I got a few more topics I want to hit on. We're at 12 minutes in this podcast. You said you and the Dolphins kind of know each other. That's KJ Slander.
KJ Slander, yeah.
KJ Slander. Uh, what's your overall SML record between the two of you now? Do you, do you know?
Man, to be honest with you, I don't know. I know I won the first one.
Okay,
I think he's got me honestly, so it's probably like 1-3.
so yeah, I was gonna say you don't know because you probably have a losing record against him. Just admit it.
Yeah.
KJ Slander.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sure. Sounds good.
So KJ Slander, not a bad player. He's in a tough division
No,
though.
he's not bad, dude. I'm telling you guys, like he can't finish the games, man. I watch his games. I tell him like, even though you lost by 20, I swear to God, I was watching your game and you look like you could have won that game. And he's like, no, man, I couldn't have won. I'm like, no, I'm watching you. I promise you could have won that game if you just had like two or three things different.
And exactly. And another thing that people don't understand, this dude is playing with a pretty bad team. I mean,
Yeah, his quarterback sucks, by the way.
his quarterback is yeah, his quarterback's 67 overall. His
Yeah.
running back is 74 overall. I mean, who you could put the best player on that team and they might win 10 games tops, you know.
Right.
So, for somebody to even be competitive with such a bad roster depleted team is pretty impressive, I would say. Um, Looking forward to Madden 21. I think it was leaked that Lamar Jackson's on the cover. What do you expected from that game? Any feature hopes or anything about that?
Yeah, I would say Lamar earned that. Hopefully he gets the curse because my team's in the AFC. But yeah, man, I'm sure everybody's going to go for the Ravens in the top 5 pick whenever we go to the next cycle.
Yeah. So, do you have a feature you would like to see in the game for maybe connected franchise or gameplay wise?
Man, I don't know. Just the contract situation just kind of sucks. Like as we all talked about before,
Mm-hmm.
it's just a pain in the ass to try to keep your guys that you want, and then like also the draft. The draft is terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Um, After you get the first round, like me and I don't remember who the person I was talking to about it, but like I offered him a second round pick for a trade. It's like, how do you even justify a second round pick?
Right.
Because you don't know. I mean, they're not going to be any good. You know what I mean?
Right. Right. So I agree with that. They do. I would like to see, and maybe PS5. Obviously, that's coming out here in what a few months, assuming
Maybe
coronavirus doesn't strike.
we don't
Right.
know.
So that might be a big change for EA. New system, kind of a new beginning, hopefully. And I guess to kind of wrap this up here, I'm going to leave the mic open to you. Do you have any challenges, any statements you want to make? Are the Titans going to make the playoffs this year? Is this the year the Titans get back in the playoffs? And I just want to ask about that. And then the mic is yours to say anything you want to the SML.
Well, I'm not going to say this season, but maybe next season. Like, I hope to win at least 3 or 4 games. That's my goal this year. Try to get a little better, and we'll see how it goes from there. I have focused myself on trying to get better on Madden, dude. Like, I during the weekends, I've been trying to play NBA, a little bit here and there, but like, I want to try to get some more game time in on Madden. Maybe I can get better. We'll see, man.
Right. It's like you said. It just sometimes it takes some practice getting the rhythm. Repetition is a father of learning, and I think the Titans will be back soon enough. I think when Tiny Titans gets a good roster again, maybe next cycle. Look, we're 2 seasons away from that, just about. Um, the Titans and the Jags are going to be two teams dump behind us that people are going to have to look out for.
Dude, dump is good, man.
So, anyway, that was SML Total Access with our guest co-host TinyTitan. Get to know him; he just guaranteed a Super Bowl. Thanks for listening, guys, and you take it easy.